Hiding from the law is never a good idea, and Fast Instant Karma is about to show you exactly why. Once the K9 unit is deployed, any plan a suspect has of getting away hits an instant dead end right then and there. Check out this top-tier teamwork between the police and their four-legged partners.
I am, I promise.
Bridwell bet his freedom on a mobile home door after stealing a motor vehicle.
Sheriff's Office K9, anybody in here?
Unfortunately, Marion police dealt a race car named Rambo, turning all of this thief's efforts to hold out into thin air in just a matter of seconds. Facing an aggressive carjacker trying to escape, the K9 officer didn't hesitate, charging straight into the cabin to carry out a high-risk takedown. Even as the suspect fought back wildly, the discipline and skill of the K9 officer brought the entire crime spree to a complete stop.
Wheels off. Okay, box.
Thinking you can split up and run in 4 different directions, boys? Too bad the K9 unit and surveillance drones aren't playing around. The price for this little stunt is a criminal sentence for car theft and resisting arrest.
Get yourself down on your back. Get your hands behind your back now. Theft him out of here. Hey mate, you right?
This guy has to be the unluckiest thief of the year, choosing the local police association office as his target.
Give him! Let me see your hands!
His reckless break-in ended fast, with desperate cries as the K9 took him down right in a dark corner.
Stop being a baby. Stand up.
The one who spread misery to others finally found no way out against the relentless sweep of K9 Red.
Get on the ground now! Parking!
Every excuse about not resisting is meaningless now that he's facing first-degree murder charges behind bars.
We gotta take that jacket off for rescue. Watch that. No, I need to put gloves on. Hold on.
Also, be careful with how close you're getting to some of those other cars, okay? You got in behind that semi. You weren't speeding.
It doesn't smell like a car air freshener. It smells like a deodorizer, like a detergent, or like a Febreze or something.
Oh, using heavy fabric softener to mask $1.75 million worth of illegal goods, Andrea.
It's not my stop, I don't know. Hello, my buddy! It's fucking kilos, bro. Holy shit. My guy. Woo! Yes!
Too bad that sharp K9 nose wasn't fooled. All it smelt was a 25-year prison sentence waiting for you once all 50 bundles were uncovered right there on the spot.
Let me get evidence photos of this. $50,000. Yes. How many times have you done this trip before?
"10 days ago, he was flooring it and abandoning his family. 10 days later, he's hiding in a recycling bin."
Hey, dude, come out of there right now or you're gonna get bit by a dog.
Jacob traded his last bit of dignity for a cramped hiding spot, but Bronco doesn't need a uniform to recognize a wanted man.
Johnny, stop! Drop the gun!
The bushes along the Sacramento River weren't thick enough to hide a guy who just threatened his ex-girlfriend while carrying a dangerous weapon.
Johnny, hands up!
Choosing to fight instead of surrendering was a costly mistake. And getting taken down was the price Johnny had to pay for challenging the law.
Yes, yeah, it's got this one heavy squirter in his arm.
Driving a stolen car straight into the woods to hide, the suspect had no idea he was about to become the first takedown for rookie canine carrier.
Let me see your hand!
Baby, please!
Let me see your
In just seconds, the canine's sharp nose locked onto the exact spot in the bushes, ending the escape with a clean, decisive takedown.
10-15.
Come on! Because you're in a stolen vehicle. I was in a stolen.
Trying to throw off the police by changing clothes mid-run,
Get on the ground now!
Railroad. This is where Chad saw him go back in, right? Yeah. Okay. All right.
that move completely backfired when a dangerous robbery suspect decided to challenge Duke's incredible sense of smell right in a patch of thorny bushes. A year behind bars should be enough to snap you out of that illusion.
Have a seat, dude. What's your name?
We're north on Plymouth Ave.
Trying to outrun Officer Jax was the biggest mistake of this car thief's career.
You're under arrest! You're not released! Stop! Pocket! Pocket! Pocket that man, buddy! Show me your hands! Let me see your hands! Show me your hands! Right. Stay over! Roll over on your stomach! I'm not going to let him go!
Just stay calm because one way or another, a ticket to no bound detention in Marion County is coming your way.
Are you shot? Do you have any weapons? Okay.
You know the name of the person?
Yeah. Okay. Do you know where the house is at, where she lives? On the corner?
Yeah.
Do you know where exactly? What?
On the corner, there's a truck, a white truck there.
Whether you're hiding behind locked doors or in a sealed room, every trace of the crime is exposed before the elite K9 unit. Thinking about hiding after committing a double homicide? Not a chance. Now you got 20 years to life in prison to think about your terrible hide-and-seek skills. Blatantly violating a protective order and unlawfully entering home, this man pushed himself straight into a confrontation with the law.
Stop fighting. Okay.
His desperate escape into thick thorny bushes is exactly why K9 Jedi was deployed, to lock down every possible way out.
Dude, roll down the window.
Refusing to comply, Kevin signed his own criminal sentence when he drove an SUV straight at officers and violently resisted the K9 unit. The result of this bizarre move and reckless driving is a long record of violent charges for this 20-year-old.
Alright, nice and easy. Scooch in there.
Push me.
Yeah.
You're being stopped. What happened? You guys are being stopped. You guys are being against that wall. Put your hands on your back. Watch out! Watch the dog! Watch the dog! Watch the dog! Get on the ground! Here! Get on the ground! Here, Bucky! Get on the ground! Look at him in.
Yeah, there's something in my mouth. I've been having like really bad headaches. I was hospitalized on Thanksgiving. There's like a nerve that's super close to one of my teeth and it has to be extracted, so it's just causing a lot of pain.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Your diabetes that bad?
It is, yeah, I'm type 1. I've been since I was 6. I take like 4 shots a day. Well, since the high elevation, I actually had to have...
The acting sick act fell apart fast once officers found the illegal fortune stuffed inside Tara Walters' rental car.
You are under arrest now. So
I'm sorry?
you're under arrest.
This repeat offender's little tricks were useless against KO's sharp sense of smell, exposing all 30 packages of contraband at the scene. After attacking a pregnant woman over a family dispute, the suspect ran off, thinking the jungle would be the perfect shield to help him escape. But when the police chase hit a dead end, that's when the four-legged officer stepped in. With sharp instincts and incredible speed, the canine locked onto the exact hiding spot, taking away the suspect's last chance to escape.
Get on the ground! Lay out flat!
Checking an unregistered vehicle, officers had no idea they were about to face an extremely stubborn suspect. When every warning and attempt to talk him down failed, that's when the canine unit was given the order to move in.
Oh my God! Wagner, what's your date of birth? When are you born? Answer the question. You're with it.
A premium steak dinner is definitely the best reward for Mary Lou right now.
It's just me, a female deputy.
This four-legged hero's top-tier tracking skills helped rescue a missing girl, bringing her home safely in the middle of a freezing night.
What a good puppy. Yes, ma'am.
There's no leniency for someone heartless enough to put their own child's life in danger as a human shield. Serious charges of kidnapping and reckless driving will definitely keep Leonard behind bars long enough to pay for his own madness.
And just make sure, you said you don't have any weapons on you, right? Can I check just to make sure?
Trying to stash contraband inside the car door gap didn't work against the sharp eyes of Highway Patrol. The cross-state trip came to an embarrassing end, sending both straight to jail in handcuffs on smuggling charges.
You're under arrest, all right? My car? Yes.
Morning. Morning. You have your license with you? Yeah. Go ahead and roll your windows up too so my dog doesn't try and jump inside the car. Just need to pat you down, okay? Is that all right? Yeah. What you got right there? My phone? Your phone?
The idea of stuffing thousands of ecstasy pills under the floorboards completely failed thanks to the canine's sharp nose. There was no chance of getting away with it once every single sealed package was dragged out into the light.
Reach all the way in. All right, everybody turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're all under arrest.
Move!
Stubbornly hiding and then daring to attack a canine officer, this dangerous suspect made an irreversible mistake. Mata wrote a painful ending to his own escape the moment he chose a weapon over cooperation.
Here, mama. Here.
You guys need to stop!
Behind those frantic fence jumps to escape the cops was a desperate confession from a guy who claimed he wanted to find himself again behind bars. Too bad his mindset reset had to start with a painful medical lesson after a completely one-sided showdown with an elite canine unit.
No pocket knives or pistols or nothing. Just put your hand.
A simple failure to signal a turn kicked off the seizure of 42 pounds of contraband on I-40. Miller's shaky hands, blamed on too much coffee, couldn't fool Canine Raptor, who picked up the strange scent around the Suburban.
Step out of the car, please.
I have MS.
Oh,
Trying to use multiple sclerosis as a shield for that nervous behavior, but she forgot canine dogs only care about real scent. A loaded dangerous device and a large amount of cleverly hidden contraband turned what looked like a routine car service trip into a criminal arrest report.
White residue in here.
Yeah.
There's spit in the straw. There's shit now on if we just grab it.
Well, I don't like it.
Were you arrested?
Back up.
From a simple traffic stop to an abandoned car full of illegal substances and a high-stakes chase along the train tracks, Carlos' crime spree ended with a hard takedown by police. A final stop at the Salt Lake County Jail is the only answer for this 18-year-old's reckless resistance.
Do you happen to have a picture of your ID?
An Interpol red notice turned a routine traffic stop into a tense chase in St. Johns County, Florida. The suspect, Sayed Rustampour, 44, wanted for fraud and money laundering.
Clear! Driver Mike, very short northeast into the woods.
He just stole a white van. Traffic now just travel. He's just threading the middle.
Recklessly drove the wrong way on Interstate 95 and hijacked a white van to escape. With precise guidance from the SJSO helicopter unit, officers eventually cornered the international fugitive hiding in the bushes. His cross-border run from justice finally came to an end right there. Every reckless attempt to fight back by this carjacking suspect meant nothing in front of K-9-8's courage. Cornered after a tense chase, Suarez's act came to an end with a costly price for his desperate defiance. In the city of Murray, Kentucky, the name Cowboy Cody has become a symbol of trouble.
Where it's at, boss?
I'm leaving.
The chaos began when Cody used the whip to smash Christmas lights at a bar and fought police while sitting on the back of his donkey.
60, step it up.
Stop fighting us! Stop fighting us or you will be paid! Drop it! Drop it now! Drop it now! Stand up!
I gotta catch my breath. I'm having a stroke.
Even after being subdued with a taser, 7 months later, Cody returned, this time leading a high-speed chase on a donkey. Things hit a new level of insanity when Cody turned a raccoon into a weapon, tossing it into a bar and getting the staff bitten. It was just another day of racking up more charges. This isn't the Wild West lifestyle. It's just plain criminal, and it had to be stopped.
Ass off the horse now!
I'm getting off. Shut up, Herman.
I got him right here.
Yes, sir. Emily.
You want to talk to him?
After committing a serious domestic violence case and fleeing deep into the woods, Sean Shea still looked oddly
I'm just
relaxed.
going to lay the dog down. Keep walking this way. Flats. That's fine. Keep walking this way.
Before
Stop right
finally
there. Turn around.
surrendering,
Keep my
he
word,
even
right?
calmly lit one
Can't
last
leave that.
cigarette, like he was on a camping trip, not facing arrest with a $10,000 bail.
Look, so far, lying to you? I ain't gonna lie to you, bud. I've got no reason.
Santa's just trying to spread some Christmas cheer, but the dog clearly didn't recognize the owner.
Guys. Look, see?
Trying to speed away from a gas station, the carjacking duo suddenly had to surrender unconditionally in the woods when the canine showed up. What started as a simple SUV theft has now spiraled into heavy criminal charges for resisting and assault.
Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Put your hands behind your back.
That's not my car.
Put your hands behind your back. Now. Hurry in your car, please. Make sure these are secure and double locked.
Really? That was an e-scooter, right? He hit 100 kilometers per hour on Majura Parkway and tried to ditch the cops through the bike path. it's useless because karma is always at the end of the road. Facing a violent suspect at close range, Las Vegas officers had no room for mistakes when Rodriguez ignored every command.
Driver, yeah, stop right. One at gunpoint right now. Let me see your hand.
The K9 unit proved that no matter how prepared you think you are, you can't outrun the instincts of a true four-legged officer.
It was on my arm. There you go.
Pinned down in the mud by the K9 unit, this troublemaker still tried to act tough by keeping a cigarette clenched in his teeth. Too bad that hard guy act crumbled into tears the second he realized his glasses were gone, turning a serious arrest into a total comedy.
Oh, the sleeve is
Oh my. No.
Good boy.
Your arm's off after that. No.
Oi! One more time, close up. Mike, you do it, I'm doing it.
Mike, it's gonna hurt. Mike?
Yep, pop it. Tracking down a dangerous suspect hiding in a backyard, Buckeye officers and K9 Echo pulled off a truly brave coordinated operation. That powerful K9 charge shut down all resistance, forcing the suspect to step out and surrender immediately.
What's wrong?
In Cincinnati, a man named Brandon Deburn caused a shocking incident after behaving inappropriately in a public area.
You felt like it? Huh?
When officers approached him, he suddenly carried out extreme actions against them, putting law enforcement at risk.
I got it.
Facing heavy charges, including the attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, Deburn is now serving a sentence that fits his unforgivable actions.
K9 Moose.
James, let me see your hands. You're gonna get
James, don't run.
Now.
James, let me see your hands.
The armed suspect made a huge mistake thinking he could go after the K9 without facing an immediate response from the police. The officer's determination to protect Mickey shows that in this force, K9s aren't tools, they're family. It's great to see Mickey fully recovered and back on duty, a real testament to the strength of these four-legged fighters.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Jumping over fence after fence to get away, the suspect had no clue his plan was already ruined by a 4-year-old Malinois' incredible nose. Choosing a trash can as his final hiding spot, the runner ended his journey in the most pathetic way possible. The search for a robbery suspect hit an unexpected snag when the K9 was greeted by some local dogs. Even with things turning to a total mess, the officers kept their cool, protecting their four-legged partner while still nabbing the suspect in hiding.
Come out!
After causing chaos with pepper spray and fleeing recklessly, endangering others on the road, this group drove themselves into a dead end after a chain collision. One got taken down by K9, another stayed frozen in the car. No one escaped the law after that reckless run.
I will lower the window and then you can
Okay, but can I go get my leg checked out, please?
Yeah, you can get a pick on.
Justice was served, and that's the power of the K9 warriors at fast instant karma. Don't ever test the courage of these four-legged heroes if you don't want the same ending. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the most satisfying moments of karma in action.